Question 26, Part A. Otto is the manager of a weekend market in which there are 220 stalls for rent. From past experience, Otto knows that if he charges D dollars to rent a stall, then the number of stalls, S, that will be rented is given by S equals 220 minus 4D. Part 1. How many stalls will be rented if Otto charges $7.50 per stall? To find the number of stalls rented if Otto charges $7.50 per stall, substitute 7.50 for D in the formula S equals 220 minus 4D. So substituting this value for D and noting that 4D means 4 multiplied by D, we have S equals 220 minus 4 times 7.50, which equals 190. Therefore, 190 stalls will be rented. Part 2. Copy and complete the following table for the function S equals 220 minus 4D. To complete the table, substitute the various values of D in the first row to find the corresponding value for S in the second row. When D equals 10, S is equal to 220 minus 4 times 10, which equals 180. When D is equal to 30, S is equal to 220 minus 4 times 30, which equals 100. And when D equals 50, S is equal to 220 minus 4 times 50, which equals 20. The next step is to draw up the table of values with the values for S that we just found. Part 3. Draw a graph of the function S equals 220 minus 4D. Use your ruler to draw the axes. Label each axis and mark a scale on each axis. For the x-axis, I've chosen a scale of 1 centimetre equals $5, and for the y-axis, I've chosen a scale of 1 line equals 20 stalls, since I'm using lined paper to do the worked solution. Next, draw up the axes using the scale that we just came up with. So here's the scale on the x-axis. So that's 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres, 3 centimetres, and so on. And each line on the y-axis represents 20 stalls, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and so on. So if we go back to our table of values from part 2, I'm going to plot these 3 points as coordinates. So the first point will have coordinates 10, 180, and that's this point here, marked with an X. The next point has coordinates 30, 100, and that's this point here. And the last point has coordinates 50, 20. And that's this point here. And the final step, if it's done correctly, is to draw a line passing through all 3 points from one axis to the other. Part 4. Does it make sense to use the formula S equals 220 minus 4D to calculate the number of stalls rented if Otto charges $60 per stall? Explain your answer. At $60 per stall, the number of stalls expected to be rented out according to the formula is given by 220 minus 4 times 60, which equals negative 20. And it makes no sense to rent out negative 20 stalls, hence the formula cannot be used in this context.